Hi guys, hope you're well, hope you're encouraged, and hope you're loving yourself. Welcome once again to Pedestal, and today we're going to be talking about a man who is in love. A man who is in love with a woman is a very dangerous man, is a very dangerous human being. Is a threat not only to himself, but to other people. I'm going to clarify what I mean by that. A man should never be in love with anything other than himself. And I'm going to repeat that. A man should never be in love with anything other than himself. A man should love a woman. A man should not be in love with a woman. A man should be able to love his children. You should love something. You should love people, but you should not be in love with them. You should love your job, but you should not be in love with your job or your business or anything. And most particularly, I want to talk about when it comes to women and how that changes a man when and if he's in love. What do I mean by that? When a man is in love with a woman, what he does is he ceases to look at things and ceases to see things for what they are. Right? He stops being logical. Right? He stops being rational. He starts acting on something else other than himself. He loses himself. Right? And that's why men sing all these songs that lost in love and all that kind of stuff. They're lost in love. Basically, they lose themselves. And by losing themselves, it means that they are not in a position whatsoever. They're not in a position to say if they have a family, they're not in a position to direct or lead the family as they're supposed to. When a man is in love with the kids, he cannot discipline the children. Right? He cannot say no to the kids. That's why you find fathers, and particularly addressing men and fathers who say yes to all the requests from the kids. Dad, let's do this. Yes. Dad, I was thinking of you buying this. Dad, I was thinking that I need to do this. They become yes dads. The kids know that it doesn't matter what they ask of you or from you, you're going to say yes. Same case. Your wife knows that you're a yes husband. Everything she asks or she says, you say yes. Darling, I was thinking that we should do this. Yes. Darling, I was thinking, honey, I was thinking we should do. And you're like, oh yes, yeah, let's say, yeah, that's a very good. You never actually say no, or can we just stop for a minute, or let me get back to you. Why am I saying this is dangerous? We've read, and you read. You just need to type some few words in on YouTube and you're going to see the countless atrocities that have been committed by men who are in love. Right? Men who are in love with women. Men who are in love. If a man is in love with a woman, this is what this man thinks. He thinks that he owns that woman. You are my possession. And you hear constantly people saying this before they even kill. They say, if I cannot have you, no one else will. Countless women have been killed, have died that way. There are women even right now, they cannot risk living horrible relationships because men have told them that. If you leave, I'm gonna make you disappear. If I cannot have you, no other man can have you. Now think about it. Think about it for a minute. Think about it. Why would a man tell a woman that if he's thinking straight, if he is normal? I have come to understand that love is overrated. This idea of I love you, I'm gonna buy chocolates or flowers, this romantic, that. I think it's overrated, and I think people should be talking about responsibilities, right? Is he a responsible man? Is she a responsible woman? Because now, when you talk about responsibilities, that is a game changer. But when you talk about love, all these emotions and all these feelings and all these things, or what we watch, Hollywood brings all the trash that comes from Hollywood about love, and the cinemas, the songs. It gets to a point that it confuses people, and particularly when addressing men, men. I don't know what chemical is released in their brains when they're in love, where they don't see any other option, and that's why you see men doing some incredible things, right? A perfect example is, and there's this horrific example. It's not a good example because, as I said, a man who is in love with a woman is not only dangerous to himself, but to other people. I was watching a crime documentary about a man who was arrested. He's now serving jail time, life imprisonment, without the possibility of parole in America. He was married for some few years, married to the love of his life, as they say, and they were very good Christians. The wife was a Sunday school teacher, and he was an elder, and he had responsibilities in church. But he was what we call madly in love with his wife. He loved her. He was in love. And as I say, you're a man, you make that mistake of falling in love, you lose yourself. You lose your sanity. A man who has fallen in love loses his sanity, right? So the wife got to a point where she couldn't cope with what this man thought was love, right? All his actions. And so she decided to file for divorce. As we know that over 70% of divorces are filed by women. Divorces are mostly initiated by it's women who get to, and surveys have shown that they get to a point where women say they're bored with a relationship or with marriage, and they want out. So she filed for divorce, got divorced, and according to him, she did the unthinkable, took the kids away from where they lived. Right, so the guy came home and the next thing he knows, the kids have gone to a different area, and he was stuck there on his own. Right, the parents are there, on the relatives and the friends, but the kids are gone with the wife, and apparently the wife had fallen in love with another man. As these cases they usually happen, that's by the time that she was filing for divorce, she must have fallen in love or met this new guy and stuff. So what did the guy do? The guy decided to go with a rifle and shoot the wife and the kids. The kids begged him. They were saying, Dad, please, don't do this. And with a rifle, he shot them. He shot them dead. He shot them. He executed them. Executed his ex-wife and the children. But this is not the first case. This is happening all over. It's happening in Asia. It's happening in Africa. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in America. This is happening in America. And what is the background of all this? The background of all this is a man who is in love. And this brings insanity. Why? Think about this. If you truly love someone, and that's why I'm insisting on a man should not be in love with anything or anyone other than himself. Right? What you should do outside of yourself is to love. To have when you love something, your love is managed. You sort of you are in the picture in a way, and in a way you're not in the picture in the sense that you can be able to adjust your emotions. You can be able to read the emotions of the other person, all the changes. You can be able to look at reality. You can be able to look at that relationship objectively. But if you're in love, you cannot look at that relationship objectively. Your relationship will always be subjective. And subjective where it suits you 1,000%. Right? It's about you. It's about your feelings. It's about I've been hurt. It's about you. What they call being narcissistic. It could be this is so it when this guy got to this one, I'm using this guy as an example. Yeah? He didn't think about his children. He didn't think about that this woman, other than being his wife or ex-wife, she's a mother. Yeah, right? He didn't think about that this woman as a mother. He didn't think about this woman as a sister to someone, as an aunt to someone, as a daughter to the parents, as a friend to her many friends. Didn't think about her contribution to the community. Didn't think about all these things. The only thing that this guy thought about, and this is what men do, they only think about themselves. Do you see how twisted this is? That you only think about, oh, she's hurt me. She's hurt me so much, that means I'm not going to think about the children needing her. I'm not going to look about or look at any other issue. I'm not going to look at any other scenario other than my scenario of she's left me after all these years. I've invested all my life, my resources, my life, my everything. How can she do this to me? But the reality is, she's not doing anything to you. You are the one who is doing everything to yourself because you're invested in an extremely unhealthy relationship. And so man Pedestal, right, is here to remind men and to tell men this. As a man, you're the leader. You are the leader of your family. You are the leader of yourself. You lead yourself. You lead your family. If you have kids, you lead those kids. Right? The only way you cannot do that when you're in love. You can't do that. So you have to step away from it. You've got to step away from the emotions. You've got to step away from the sentiments. You have to step away and start looking at your relationship with your spouse objectively. Look at the possibilities, right? What if she gets to a point and she tells me she wants a divorce? What would that mean to me? What will that mean to the children? What will that mean to the parents? What will that mean to the friends, the neighbors, the community? All these things. Life is not about you, right? It's not just about you. But and I say this, and I keep telling men this, but you cannot do that if you are in love. Because what have you done? You have lost yourself. You've lost your sanity. Now, this guy is in jail. How many people did he hurt? Think about the innocent children who are caught up. The innocent kids who didn't know what the parents were going through. They couldn't understand it because they were kids. He ended up killing the children, innocent children. He ended up killing someone's daughter. He ended up destroying someone's grandchildren. Those kids were grandchildren to their grandparents. He robbed their grandparents of the wonderful children, robbed the parents of a wonderful daughter, robbed the friends of a wonderful friend, robbed the neighbors and the community of a wonderful human being, just because she asked you for a divorce, just because she divorced you. Do you see how this thing is twisted? So if you look at all the cases, or most of the cases where men do insane things, it's usually the same thing. If I cannot have you, no one else will. If I cannot have my children with me, no one else will have them. It's twisted. It's really, really twisted. Because if you love someone, you wish them the best. You wish them the very, very best. And if you love someone, you'll be able to look at that relationship objectively and go like, okay. And you also look at the possibilities, because one of the things that we men do is when as I'm saying, when we're in love, we get to a point where we now start looking at that relationship subjectively. It's me. It's I, me, myself. This is what I feel. I'll be with her forever. She will never leave me. She can't leave me. Who said that? And I guess I think religion as well. Religious, there's this thing, till death do we part, right? And I think some people take it too seriously when they read that, and they're like, okay, they even justify that and say, yeah, we took these vows and this is what we said. So the only thing that can separate us is death. So guys, men, whoever you are, wherever you are, you need to step back a little bit. If you're in love, you need to start learning how to get out of being in love to the place whereby you're loving. Because if you love your spouse, you wish them the best. If you love your spouse, you wouldn't want to hurt them at all. If you love your spouse, you think of her parents, her friends. You think of her relatives. You think about her contribution to the community. You think about her freedom. Because sometimes what women want is freedom. They might get to a point and they're like, I've not been free. I need to be free, right? So and then you, if you got into a place where you're looking at it objectively, whereby you love someone, and it gets to that point, I'm not saying that you're not going to be hurt. You're a human being. Human beings, we get hurt. But it won't be to the point where whatever actions that she takes, the action will make you to go insane and do some crazy things. It's a broad subject, right? It's not a subject that you can just say, okay, this is 1, 2, 3 things that you need to do. But the first and foremost thing to do is to recognize. I think just 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, there's a guy who, and it happens all the time. I'm saying it's either someone who is in love they do something to the partner, and if they have kids, to the kids as well, or they harm themselves. There's a man who killed himself. And he left a note, and he spoke about a relationship. He said that a relationship between him and the lover had gone sour, and he decided to kill himself. The only way that can happen is if a man is in love. But it's what we are bombarded with as men. You should be in love. All the wonderful, in quotes, love songs. All the wonderful movies Hollywood produces, yeah, right? Prince Charming goes about to save this princess. We are the guys who go out there and who should love. A holy book saying that you should love your wife. You should give your life for your wife. People say happy wife, happy life. That's what they say, right? But that's not true. You need to get to a point where you first love yourself. You first love yourself. And the more you love yourself on a daily basis, the more you improve, or you have all this self-improvement, you're doing your level best to improve yourself, to love yourself, and to do what makes you happy. What makes you, right? What makes you achieving your goals. You have goals, you've set goals. You have dreams, you have visions, you set them, you're working towards them. You're doing what you can, everything you can to achieve those goals in loving yourself. There's no way you can turn around and want to kill someone. It doesn't matter whether you've been married for 20 or 30 years or 10 years or 5 years. No. But by the time that she gets, if she were to get there and she says, I want a divorce, of course it's going to be painful. It's a normal thing. But you'll have valued your life so much that you'll be okay with it. You have valued her life so much that you'll be okay with. You would look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is not you. The bigger picture involves a lot of people. Imagine the work colleagues of this woman I'm talking about who was killed. Imagine them going to the office and seeing her desk empty and seeing it's so traumatizing. Imagine the parents getting the call that their son-in-law has killed their daughter. It destroys families. Right? And the people say sometimes it's temporary insanity. It is insanity, but the source of that insanity is this thing that we are not addressing, right? And we need to address is the issue of we as men being in love. Great difference. Falling in love, being in love, and loving. We should be loving. We should love our spouses. We should love our children. We should love our jobs. We should not be in love with, because when you're in love, you give yourself to that thing completely. And the only person or the only object or thing or whatever you should give yourself to is yourself. 100%, nothing else. Because at the end of it all, it's you that you've got. So men from Asia, from Africa, from America, right? Australia, everywhere, the UK. It's time to understand this. We need to understand this, and we need to tell each other the truth, right? We need to encourage each other. We need to look at each other in the eye and say, "Yo, this is not healthy," because this happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. But the flip side to that is, right? If this guy loved himself first, and the wife did this to him, whether they were Christians or not, that's not the issue. The issue is you're caught up in that matrix. You're caught up in that lie of love, 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 love. And if I can't have you, no one else will. You're mine, and you're mine alone, and that's it. That's the end. It's like I created you and I own you. That's it. If this guy had loved himself, had worked on himself to improve, self-improvement, he's working on other projects, because he's not in love with anything else. He's not in love with his job. He's not in love with her. He's not in love with the kids. He's not in love with anything, with the house or business. He's in love with himself. So everything, he looks at everything objectively. The flip side, if that happened, the wife would have gone on, the ex-wife, started another relationship. The children would have been there. There are countless men who have divorced their wives, and the children who their dad is, and the children will be, they have visitation rights. The court system allows for visitation rights. The guy would still be seeing the kids. And when the kids, and sometimes the kids get to a certain age, they would have said, "Do you want to go and live with dad?" And they would have all come back to him. The wife would have continued with another relationship. He would have found another woman, right? And maybe this time he would be wiser not to be in love with her, but to love her. And life continues. So that's the other side. That's the other reality. The other reality is, and no one would have been hurt this much. He would not have put a pause to his life or stopped his life, because he's now serving life in jail. He would literally die in jail. He would never come out. See, a danger to himself and a danger to other people. And I've just addressed the people who, or when they are a danger to other people, because there's the other side where, or a side of the coin where people actually, where I've mentioned just a little, where this guy killed himself again just because he was in love. So guys, put a stop to all these love songs and you're listening, right? Put a pause to those love songs. Put a pause to all these novels you read about love, or Prince Charming, how he went and do this. Put a pause a little bit to all those things and start working on yourself. Start loving yourself. Start doing things that take away that energy, and you redirect the energy to yourself, so that you can truly be to love your wife, love your spouse, love your girlfriend, and be a leader in her life, as she allows you, right? This is not about owning anyone. No one owns anyone, right? No one owns anyone. You can't say she's mine and she's mine 1,000%. There's no such thing. I own you. If I can't have you, that's it. No one else will have you. No. That's not what Man Pedestal is for. No, we're encouraging men to look at the reality, and to encourage men to encourage men and telling them that, yeah, there are relationships that will work, and there are relationships that won't work. That's the reality of life. But that doesn't mean that that you destroy your life, or you destroy the life of any other life, be it your ex, be it your spouse, or be it our relatives, our friends, the community, and so it means you being in charge, right? So if you are working on yourself, self-improvement, right? You're working towards your goals. What do you really want to achieve in life? Who do you really want to become? You're working towards that. So every day you're working towards yourself, to improve yourself. And so you get to a point, so, and at the same time you're in this relationship, so, but your relationship is not the focus. It's not the main focus, because that's what men do. Oh, she's my main focus. She's my everything. She's my life. You've heard men say that, she's my life. You've had songs about you're my everything, you're my everything, and I'm like, oops, wrong message there. She's not my everything. She should not be your everything, because when it goes south, things go wrong, right? So you should be your everything. So man Pedestal here, encouraging you guys from all walks of life, wherever you are, whoever you are listening to this, right? Just know, man, that you're great. You're a great human being. But the truth must be said. We have to be real. We have to have this real talk and encourage you and tell you, like, listen, if she wants to go, man, let her go. Thank her for the time that you spent together. Say thanks for the time that we've been together. I wish you all the best in life. If she has kids, follow the law. What the law says about visitation. Love your children. Let your children know Dad is there for us. Let the kids know that. Let them know. Dad doesn't hate Mom. Dad doesn't hate us. He loves us. Because you have sort of distanced yourself from the situation. You can now get out of that situation and look at it objectively from the other side and look at the bigger picture. That's what I want men to get. Right, the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is your goals. The bigger picture is not your wife, is not your girlfriend, is not your partner. No, that's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is you, your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, and your objectives, whatever you want to achieve in this life. Surely it can't be a woman. You can't sit there and say, yeah, it's a woman. Yeah, that's what I'm working towards. It can't be, right? Drop the Hollywood movies, drop all this sensationalist stuff, and look at the reality. Look, and that's why a lot of men feel that they cannot. A lot of men feel that, I can't. If she goes, I can't leave. She's my life. No, your life is your life. She's not your life. Your kids are not your life. You are your life. So you should be the main goal. So you should put what we want, and we want to encourage men is to, whatever you put on that pedestal, get rid of it. Put yourself on that pedestal. You should be on that pedestal, no one else. So if anything hits you, you'll be like, yeah. If you're hit with a separation, you're like, cool. Separation has hit me. I'm the one who's on the pedestal, baby. Right? I'll deal with it because I've got some other issues that you're just part of what I do in life. You're not the main part. Yeah, you've decided to go out with another guy. Cool. I wish you all the best. You're part of, I'm on the pedestal. It's me who's on the pedestal, not you. Oh, no. It's me on the pedestal. This life is about me. I don't hate you, but life continues. Right? So this is why this movement is about. Is men, we have to come back to our rightful position. And to come back to that rightful position, we can only do that if we take ourselves out of all this emotional stuff. Yeah, I feel this about her. I feel that I feel all this love. I'm in love with her. I can do anything for her. If I can, I just heard people say I can climb a mountain. I can do it. No. Climb that mountain for you. My guy, my dude, right? Climb that mountain for yourself. Do whatever you've decided to do for you. And guess what? When you do that and you meet the right lady, she see it, the right woman, she'll be like, yo, this is a different human being. I want this guy. Because you're working towards being the best version of yourself. And everything else that happens to you is a compliment to what you're doing, to who you're becoming. It's not the main. So nothing on the side would be like, oh yeah, this is the main thing. No, you'd be like, I wish you all the best. If you are to go, I wish you all the best. Wish your parents all the best. Wish the kids all the best. And I'm here, kids, for you if you need me. Blah, blah, blah. Everything sorted. No hard feelings. Why? You're set in yourself. No hard feelings because you have decided to work on yourself. Guys, Man Pedestal here to encourage you. You can always write to us. Very, very soon we're going to have other things that we'll be talking about, and we'll be having a membership. Very, very soon we're going to have a members club, where we'll be talking about, there's some things you can't say everything here, and we'll be talking about things as members, where we have a members club. But you can always write to us, manpedestal@gmail.com. And I tell men this: if you feel that you're so low, you've come to the end, you think you've come to the end of everything, please, seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. You need someone to talk to, and you need to call your emergency number in your country. There are several charities you can call. You can call people. But if you think that things are not really working out, you've come to the end of yourself, and you think that you're going to do something horrible, reach out to that phone and call the emergency number in your country and talk to someone. Because we men need to understand that we need to talk to each other. And that's why we started Man Pedestal, to be able to be talking to men all over the world. We're not just talking to men in Europe or in America or in Africa or in Asia or anywhere. No, we're talking to men all over the world, because we are facing the same things. We are facing the same issues. And we want to be men who think straight, because the earth needs men who think straight. The earth needs men who are detached in so many ways, and attached to themselves, right? Who focus on themselves, who have improved themselves, self-improvement. They are working towards amazing goals, and so that they can be able to look at everything else objectively. When you look at things objectively, you think straight, and you'll be able to recognize, this is a painful experience. No one who's ever been. I've been in my life, and this happens to it's going to happen to men. A time is going to come in your life whereby a woman that you love. I've been in love before, where I loved this woman, and I was in love, man. I was in love. She was my everything, right? She was my everything, and I was like, yeah, I'll marry her. We'll be together for the rest of our lives. And then guess what happened? I found out that she was going out with someone that I knew very well. Right? Yeah, that pause. I found out that she was going out with someone that I knew. And this guy knew me, and I remember meeting this guy. And one time I actually met this guy. I was talking to this guy. I saw him somewhere, and I was like, yo, how's it going, man? I didn't know that you come to this area. No, he had come to meet her then. And the guy just looked at me as if, and he spoke to me like, oh yeah, I'm fine, man. And the guy knew that I was going out with her. But for one reason or the other, she had decided that she didn't want me, and she didn't tell me, and that's how I found out. And that destroyed me. I'm not going to lie to you. That hit me so hard. It hit me. I spent sleepless nights. I was just going crazy. I didn't talk to anybody because, as I'm saying, men, we don't have very good support systems. I couldn't talk to anybody, so I was suffering on my own. I was going mental. I was like, how could she do this to me? How could this guy do this to me, man? How could this happen? But who was the problem? I was the problem, not her, not them. It is the right of a woman to love whoever she wants to love. It's her right. She had decided to love him. the guy had decided to have a relationship with him, with her. It was, there was no obligation for him to tell me that I'm going out with your girlfriend, or you're soon going to be ex. But I fought that on my own, and it was one of the most anguishing. Like, the anguish was crazy. Was where I was just on my own, going through these emotions, going through these thoughts. I was having, I couldn't sleep. I spent sleepless nights thinking and rethinking and thinking and going through, because what happens is you sort of, you want to console yourself. You're consoling yourself through the good times that you've had with someone. And I was there thinking about the good times that we had together, where we went and what we did. And I was thinking, oh my God, she's with someone else. Oh, I can't have this. I can't handle this. And that was eating me up. Why? I was in love. But I got to a point I was like, okay, I've got to deal with this. And it took me a very long time, but I dealt with it. And I found out that that's one of the greatest mistakes. And that's why I'm talking about this. Not just because of my experience, but because of other experiences that people have and people I know, people have read about, human beings basically. We sort of go through more or less the same things, right? And then you're like, no, I think if I loved her, the thing what I would have done is to go like, okay, I found this about you, and I'm okay with it. It's your free, it's your life. It's your life. You've gotten to a point where you don't want to be with me. I do understand that, and I wish you all the best. Right, and I actually got to a point whereby I was like, I wish there was someone else was telling me, one of my mates, yeah, do you know so-and-so is going out? I was like, yeah, it's fine, man, I wish them all the best. And I met the guy actually, and he was so tense because he thought I was going to fight or something. I was like, no, I didn't even talk about it. I was like, how are you doing, man? We spoke about it. We never actually spoke about the whole thing, but we just spoke as men, and we were like, I was like, oh, you're going out with her, it's cool, that's fine, right? And guess what happens? Many years passed by, and she wanted to come back to me, right? She wanted to come back to me. She was like, oh yeah, I made mistakes here and there, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to come. I was like, I'm so sorry, I've moved on. I'm moved on. I'm good. I'm now doing my things. I'm focusing on myself. I have projects I'm dealing with, and I'm not the guy that was falling in love and crying and calling you, because I did all those kind of things, right? Going to her place, trying to talk to her, please, I would go to her place and beg. I'll beg her friends, please go and talk to so-and-so. Can you please go and tell I'm here, please? There's one time I went to this place, to her place, and I waited for around 3 hours. I was just literally sat somewhere, I was sitting somewhere, waiting for her. And the friends, there's a friend I would send, and the friend was like, oh yeah, she knows you're here, she's going to come. I waited and waited and waited for hours. She never turned up. Well, why would she ever turn up? I was nothing to her then. What does any woman or any man, can you go somewhere and just wait for someone who means nothing to you? At that point, I didn't mean anything to her. But the reality is, at that time, if I knew what I know now, I meant everything to me. You mean everything to yourself. And that's why you should work on yourself. If someone goes, you're like, God bless you. Wish you all the best in life. Bye-bye. Right? So I'm not saying this because men go through this. And I'm not saying this because because you might say stuff and people might say, oh yeah, maybe he's just talking about things that he's never experienced. Or I'm a man, and we all go through the same experiences in life. The only difference is the geographical position. That's the only difference. We are men, we are women, wherever we are. We are men, and we go through the same emotional stuff that the other men go through. But it's how we respond. It's how we look at that. So guys, what are we saying here? We are saying that it's very, very important for us as men to love things but not to be in love with, and especially women, right? You should love, right? And if you've put anyone on that pedestal, after listening to this, just slowly get them out of that pedestal, and very fast put yourself up there, up and on, so you're on that pedestal, because that pedestal belongs to you. You are the only one who should be there, the only one, every day of your life, And if that becomes your goal, if that becomes your objective, nothing can put you down. No, nothing can put you down at all. Nothing at all. Nothing, because as a man, you're not being led by emotions, and you'll be led by emotions. No, you'll be led by logic, by objective thinking. You'll be looking at things for what they are, and analyzing them, and looking at and going like, yeah, this is what it is. This is how it is. It's the way it is. So what does that mean? She's gone. What does that mean? It means life moves on. It doesn't mean she's gone, I'm going to go after her and kill her and the kids. No. It means she's gone. Wish her all the best. The kids are mine. And the kids will grow up to know that I truly love them, and I'll show them all the love, right? Because I love them. Guys, I wish you all the best wherever you are. And we'll be talking about these issues and issues affecting us. But most importantly is, I want to encourage men not to feel as if they're nothing. Because that's what happens. Men get to a point and they feel, oh, I'm nothing, man. I've lost her. I've lost my job. I've lost my business. I've lost this. No. You've not lost. You've got you. You are the most important thing, human being. You'll never meet anyone else like you. Other people never meet anyone else who is like you. So that means you're the most important human being. You. Right? And we're encouraging you to love yourself. To put yourself first. So I hope everything works out for you. I wish everything that works out for you. And keep trying, man. Keep trying your best. Doing your best to work on yourself, to improve yourself. Because life is good, man. Life is good. Right? Life is good. And it can only get better. Thank you for tuning in to Man Pedestal. Just like, subscribe, and good things are coming, man. Good things. We're working on wonderful stuff, and all things are good. Wish you all the best. Bye-bye.